Welcome to the Enva He Meant Company Music Podcast with your hosts KP and Ashton Thomas. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, everybody?
I'm Ashton.
And I'm KP.
And you are watching the Enva He Meant Company Music Podcast, the show made by music enthusiasts.
For music enthusiasts.
That's right. Y'all know what it is. Season 2. We are here.
Dos.
And just got off had an incredible interview with Doobie Powell to kick us off for Season 2. So if you haven't watched that, go ahead, save this one, and go watch that, and then come back and watch this one. So, you know. Yeah, just try to stay in order with us, but that was episode 1, and this is episode 2. So
yes,
this is cool. Season 2. Season 1 was one big highlight reel, magical, but yeah,
so magical. It's so much that could be said about season 1 and how that all played out, and we're just Again, we say this I think every episode, like how much we enjoy the journey, and but like to make it to season 2 and the different guests that we have in store and different things we want to do and changes we want to make and growth we want to have, like very exciting times.
Yes, very, very. All right, so without further ado, let's get into the episode. So we got some new and recent releases and some upcoming releases as well. You want to start us off with that?
Yeah, so I've been rocking, y'all, to some good music, okay? Starting with my girl, India Shawn. She has a new song called Cotton Candy Boulevard, and it's India Shawn featuring Lucky Day. That joint is fire. It's so good. It's a perfect ending to summer. Like, it's just, it's pretty upbeat, but Lucky Day and her is just it's a perfect combination. Destin Conrad snuck up on us with this alternative jazz album called Whimsy, and that thing has got me in a chokehold, y'all. Y'all have to go listen to it. I never saw him doing jazz, but he's so good at it. He is so good at it. He has Ombre on there. Terrence Martin is on there. Like, it is just a really dope album. So y'all go check that out. Also, Aaron Smith has a new single out called I'll Be There For You, featuring none other than Doobie Powell.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing record. Shout out to Aaron Smith, Ohio.
Yes.
Yeah, also Isaiah Huron. I have been stuck on this album, and I feel like I'm about to say it wrong because this is such a tongue twister of an album name for me. Concubana. I got it right.
All right.
I Think So is my favorite track. I think on there, it's just, and Fitty, he's a super dope vocalist, so I love him. Very good. Very good. That's it for me.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Josh Stokes charged this to my head, not my heart. I'm just now finding out that earlier this month, September 3rd, he released another album called Techno Funk, The Future is the Past. So, I didn't get to check out a lot of the tracks, but for what I did listen to, I think the tracks Voyage and Lost are are my favorite tracks on that album so far. Okay. So I'm excited to listen to the entire album, just like I did his previous album, Songs for You to Jam To, which is kind of almost in the same vein of that. But it's in the same vein, but at the same time, it's not. This is more of a funkified deal he's doing with this one, so I love it. So that's called Techno Funk, The Future is the Past by our good friend Josh Stokes.
Yes, and don't forget, just a little PSA, go back and watch the episode with Josh if you have not.
Yes.
We did a whole incredible interview with him in season 1. Go back and check that out. Shout out to Josh.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Josh Stokes. So from here, we're going to bring back something that I enjoyed. So it's good to kind of do this again. So hits in the music chat.
In the music chat.
So that's something where you have two songs of the same name by two different artists, but, it's not the same song. Right? Same name, different vibes.
Period.
So the track is called Back in the Day. So you got Mike E, who coincidentally was a lead guitarist for the group Commission, and after he left, he was a part of the first wave of Christian rappers that came out in the late 80s, early 90s. So, yeah, so I mean, both of these songs are rap songs, by the way. So you got Mike E's back in the day, and then you have Ahmad's back in the day. So let me talk about Mike E. So his is more of a reflection, because that song actually starts off with a dialogue between him and his daughter. His daughter was talking about how tough it was being a kid. Like, this song came out in 94, 95. So growing up in the 90s, I mean, KP, you and I both know we were probably the last generation of kids who were seen and not heard.
Exactly.
And, we pretty much want no, I mean, bullying, but, we were kind of, I know me, I was really taught to really stand up for myself and not let anybody, take advantage of me or anything. But, I mean, either way, a great time in life growing up in the 90s, but, parents weren't soft on us, back in that day.
Not.
Oh,
no, it wasn't no gentle parenting. I tell you that.
Not at all. So she was just saying how tough it was. And then, when Mike E came into it, he was just pretty much reflecting how it was for him as a kid, just some of the difficulties that he dealt with, dealing with his friends and everyday life. He wasn't wishing that he was a kid, but right. he was just grateful that he made it through that time in his life. Now, Ahmad, who I think had just turned 18 when he released his version or his song back in the day, he had instant regret of, becoming an adult and just wished that he could be a kid again. Like, the song actually starts off with, back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. So yeah, he's actually, wishing that he could go back and like be a kid and that. So I guess if that was the difference, Mike E, he's appreciating his childhood and everything that he learned during his childhood and grateful that he made it out of that time in his life. Ahmad wishing he could go back and relive that time of his life without having to, because, I mean, but again, he was only 18 when so of course, being 18, being an adult, you're new to adulthood. So of course you're going to have those episodes of wishing you didn't have to, go into here, because now you're paying bills, you got,
absolutely,
college, a job, of course he didn't have a clue. So, but yeah, but hits in the music chat, and go check out those songs. They old, but they both good vibes. And one thing I appreciated is that Mike E's version, which he actually performed on Bobby Jones. But me personally, I've always loved rap music with a live band. Always.
Oh, that's the best.
So yes.
Y'all go check that out.
So salute to both Ahmad and Mike E back in the day.
Back in the day.
All right, so I would like to talk about something. I mean, this actually could be a part 2 of what we discussed. I mean, more specific stuff, not really what we talked about. I guess we mentioned some in a way about a divide, but in this case, it would be like younger musicians versus older musicians. In which case, I mean, it's not even really all of them, So what I'm talking about, I know a little while back you sent me a reel about an older, guitarist gentleman, and which a lot of the stuff that he was saying was on point, and none of it really rubbed me the wrong way. I'm just saying it kind of gave, old man hating a type of deal. So I think one thing that he said, young musicians who put all these reels on social media, which social media is a highlight reel. So it's not really a place where you really want to, I guess, display all the mistakes you make, especially musicianship.
Yeah.
Like it's not that. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, we're musicians. Of course, we're going to make mistakes while practicing stuff. And we really don't like to be really vulnerable. We like to show off in what we could do. So what he was saying, taking, I guess, 1,000 takes of just this one clip when you can't play it back live. I'm like, I mean, he didn't have to take it there. I mean, yeah, true, but that's kind of, I mean, I'm like, sir, why'd you have to take it that way? So, and he was talking about, I guess he just wants the level of musicianship to be back to learning ear training and theory and all this other stuff. And I'm like, again, none of the stuff that he was talking about was he wasn't capping.
Right.
My thing is, since you're one of the elders in the community, what are you doing to give back to the community? I'm saying if this is what you want to see, I mean, are you an instructor? Like people like me, who's literally on the front line, instructing young musicians, like literally helping raise the next generation of musicians. You know, I mean, but again, I worked for Boys and Girls Club for 10 years, so I kind of have an issue when adults criticize the youth but not do anything to help the youth. Because you know, if you're not going to help make things right, I believe you don't have a right to complain about what's wrong. Because you know, you're just sitting on the sidelines and watching what the world is coming to. And that's a commission line, so all my commission fans will get that. But I mean, what kind of service are you providing? And then he said, you know, well, I say this out of love. The song says love isn't love till you've given it away. So, one way you can show love to the next generation of musicians, go ahead and reach out to them, you know, say, hey, you sound good, but you know, do you know this? Do you know that? Like, if a gig calls for this, can you do this? If not, I'm here to help. You know, that kind of thing, rather than just hating. Because I mean, let's face it, this generation of musicians, the young guys, they are blowing everybody out the water.
Okay.
Jesus, I mean, these young musicians are incredible, and I my hat goes off to them. You know, I just wish that, you know, I would have taken music more serious, because me personally, I really didn't until my freshman year of high school. You know, I wish I could have been a childhood prodigy like all the other ones are now. So, but
also to your credit, like we grew up in a different era. They have everything literally at their fingertips right now.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Anything they want to see, anything they want to learn, anything they want to know is literally right there for them to learn. There's really no, you know, for all of us now. But back then, you know, that was literally not the case. Like you would hope that your parents would get you the VHSs of different things, or
Right.
you catch it on TV and record it on the VCR or something like that, or go to the library and grab some things and listen to it over and over and over again or whatever. But it's just, it like then and now is a bit different. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
A lot different. And I think to him, most older people have an issue with social media anyway. So like no matter what you're doing, social media is the devil. So like so like I think just, you know, I mean, it's just we do live in a different time where, like you said, like social media is like a highlight reel. Everybody wants to show how great they are in whatever spectrum they're in or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think he misses like the authenticity in music sometimes, where it wasn't like, you know, we trying to record for this perfect moment to post to get likes or whatever, but it's just like this authentic moment of vibing out and learning and whatever, and you know, perfecting the craft and the gift or whatever. So like you said, there's like two sides to the coin. Like you said, he wasn't capping, but at the same time, like, okay, so you're here with these isms, these issues. What are you going to do to, you know, what's the solution to this problem?
Right.
Like, are you offering your services? Are you offering anything to the community, the younger or whatever you feel like the issue is? Are you offering any kind of solution to that problem?
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, and I'm not saying that he doesn't, and I'm not saying he has to just post him instructing or highlighting different students or whatever. I mean, he doesn't have to do that. I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna go that route, then, you know, let's see you take somebody under your wing and do that, which I'm sure he has. But that was just a concern of mine. Now it does go a little deeper, not with him, but another gentleman that I actually saw something. So there's this group on Facebook called Black Surfers Realm, which
Lawrence Farmer.
You know about that? Yes, good Lawrence Farmer.
Yes, he used to live in Toledo for a while, for a few years.
Oh yeah, I remember that actually. I was trying to call him for some gigs. Like, you mind driving an hour and a half east to come play a gig? Like, I mean, but yeah. So Black Surfers Realm, started by Lawrence Farmer, and one gentleman in particular, one young musician, was sharing some just an interaction that he had with an older musician, which I'm not gonna say no names, but he was one of the top call gospel drummers in the 90s and early 2000s. You know, I mean, again, not gonna say no names, not gonna say who it is, but you know, this guy has played for Donald Lawrence, Kurt Carr, Darwin Hobbs, Karen Clark Sheard. Like he played with a lot of the great gospel artists during that era. He had like a solid, you know, 10-15 year span where he was playing all the gospel stuff.
Wow.
So, but my issue is he got on this young man's post pretty much, you know, showing off, saying, well, what have you done? Like, what credits do you have to your name to be able to talk on this matter and this, that, and the third and all that? But this other musician that he's addressing actually has, you know, a solid resume, you know, not as good as that guy, but still, you know, he's toured, he's recorded, you know, with a number of artists.
He's building it. He got it.
Yeah, he's building it, you know, and I mean, well, let's face it, the industry has changed immensely, you know. I mean, it's really I mean, like Drake says, nothing was the same, or nothing is the same.
Nothing is the same.
Nothing. So it's like, I don't want to say it's harder because I don't want to use that excuse, especially since I'm a part of this generation of musicians who are, you know, recording and touring. I don't want to say it's harder, but you know, it's just different. You know,
it's just different.
So I mean, you're not gonna. I mean, again, like we mentioned before, so social media is as good currency as it is touring and recording. So, and I guess that's really saying all that to say this is the divide between the generation before us and now. We have social media, they didn't. So, of course, recording and touring was like, you know, the thing
right
back
right
then. So it's kind of, I mean, it gets a little sticky, you know. And
so do you feel like, because back then it was really like a grind, and now they feel like things are coming super easy, and also maybe people are playing around, you know, like you said, some people can be amazing musicians and literally just do social media and live a wonderful life monetarily from social media without doing many gigs or interacting with people in real life at all, honestly. So do you think that like the musicians the older ones don't respect the newer ones who are in that lane? You think maybe that's a thing?
That would have to be the case, but I mean, what are we to do about it? You know,
right?
We can't act like social media isn't here. You know, it wouldn't make any sense. And I know if social media was out 30 years ago, they would be having a field day with all this, just like we are. So
of course,
it's you know, it's not us musicians. We didn't invent social media. You know, but we're smart enough to take advantage of it.
Right, partakers of it.
But a lot of those older musicians, they're actually getting more and more into the social media field as well to keep their careers going. You know, and so it's like that's really the way to draw the younger musicians, like bring on younger fans. You know.
Yep, that's true. Like, because for me, as someone, like you said, we like the last of the Mohegans or something, like, you know, the 90s kids, like, I still live, and I've complained about this, I mean, obviously, I go to concerts as many as I can, and when I don't see live instrumentation, I crash out. Like, I crash out. And I think, like, programming has taken over so many things, like, artists is trying, you know, depending on the artist and who you talk to, like, you know, they're trying to save as much money as possible, trying to get money as much for themselves, and it's just easier to have someone program the whole entire show, and they don't have to use a whole band. They might bring a drummer. I remember when I went to go see October in London, I want to say he only had a drummer with him, and I was like,
golly.
It was crazy. And like the more shows that I go to, the less musicians that I see on stage with the artists, and I crash out because like if I wanted to hear programming, I just play it on my phone.
Play your phone, yeah. So and
you know.
I don't think I mentioned this an episode of season 1. I'm gonna just say it again, just because I know my cousin, he actually went to a Brandy show, and it was just Brandy, a drummer, and then somebody on keys, and then he was also running stems with every song as well. But there's a reason why Stevie Wonder, who is now 75 years old, is still touring all over the world and selling out shows. There's a reason why my baby, my wife, Shaka Khan, is still selling out shows and packing out venues and still relevant after 50 years in the game.
Yep. Patty, Stephanie Mills on tour right now, selling out shows every day.
There's a reason why.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
I was just about to say that. Earth, Wind, and Fire. These artists have live bands that they take everywhere.
Everywhere. Isley Brothers, same thing.
Yes. So, really, because not just us music enthusiasts, but I believe everybody wants to see their favorite artist, with a live band backing them.
Yes,
because it just gives on it just gives on a different experience of a live experience, huh? Of a
live experience. And shout out to people I know we've shouted them out before, but Erykah Badu, Jill Scott. They always have a live band.
They sure do.
Every show I've been to, a live band. So shout out to Anthony Hamilton, who always has a full band. Mm-hmm. Every time I see him, PJ Morton, but he's a musician himself, but still, that don't say anything because Tank's a musician, and every time I go and see that nigga, he don't ever have no live band.
Oh, Lord.
It literally is a fully programmed show with a piano so he could play on it every now and then. I'm like, Tank, my nigga.
Yeah, you know better, man. Come on.
What? So shout out, like we said, shout out to the one. You want to see that live experience. I don't want to hear what I can hear on the phone. I'm coming to see the show.
Yes.
Shout out to Beyonce and them. I ain't never seen her in concert, but shout out to Kyrie. Yes.
Kyrie,
her
Al
MD.
Parker, my boy Jonathan. Yeah. Come on now.
Shout out to Beyonce's band. She always has a band, so shout out to the ones, like you said, I think it's the we are the last ones. So Erykah, Jill, all those 70s, 80s, 90s kind of situations, the last ones to really care about a live experience in that way. Because the younger people, I feel like they don't care enough about the live experience, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, nowadays, I think you mentioned, it's all about vibe, and I guess they can kind of find a way to vibe to the music without any live instrumentation, because I guess well, I'll say this, a lot of the kids that I worked with, I guess they really didn't know the difference, because we used to do this kind of not easy listening, I forget what did we call it, I guess mindful music, where we would play songs. And then we would ask them, well, what instruments did you hear in the songs, or what did you feel the song was about, and then all this. And when it got to the instrumentation part, if they weren't really even focused on that. I guess they were kind of trying to figure out the message of the song. Well, I'm like, but did you notice any instruments? That's what I'm trying to. That's what I was trying to ask.
That's the question.
So it's I guess they can vibe without any live instrumentation, but I have tried to raise awareness to the younger people about that. So
I do think though, and I'm gonna say it, us and the people before us, church, live instrumentation in church. This newer generation don't know much about that for real. Now, depending on what church you go to, you can get some programming in a service. You can get a bunch of stems and whatever else. But I'm talking about us who had to go and rock it out with you had an organist, a keyboard player, drummer, bass player, lead. Maybe you even had a sax sometimes, depending on what was going on. And you got the full experience, and you knew live instrumentation and what it sounded like and what that felt like, because you was in church all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And sang in choirs and whatever. So I'm not sure if that, I know there's still young people that go to church, but you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
That full live experience only without all the extra stuff.
That versus Because again, Bobby Jones gospel was big when we were kids, and
Was.
you started to see that kind of almost transition, because at that point you did have quite a handful of artists who were singing the tracks on that show, which I couldn't do that. I'm like, where's the live band? Like, you had a live band play on the album, not the album, but the album. A-L apostrophe U-M, album. You had a live band on that, so. So, but serious though, you had a live band on that, like on budget cuts maybe, because I mean.
I said gospel artists are trying to keep as much money as they can. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I really couldn't get with that. So I mean, but you did have that, and then I guess you did after that. Singers started kind of figuring out, well, hey, if they could do it, I could do it. So from there, I guess in my early to mid-teens, I was seeing a lot of singers actually singing to tracks without bringing a live band anytime we would go to like a musical or something. I'm like, well, we have musicians who know these songs. Like, just have them play. Like, what's the big deal?
Right. What's the big deal? Money is the big deal.
Well, I guess, singers, they kind of like the song how they like it. And then, if one mistake is made, even if it's not the musician's fault, they're going to blame the musicians. That's a different episode. So
right. Stay tuned.
So we should have some special guests come on and talk about their experiences of that.
Absolutely.
Because I know musicians personally who I played with, and shoot, we took all the backlash from mistakes that we didn't make. It was the singer's it was the singer's fault, not ours. So, but yeah, but I'm not gonna get into it too much. No, let's save that. Let's put that in our back pocket.
Episode, yes. Yes, but yeah, like, I think it all plays a part. You know what I'm saying? Like, from the newer generation not really caring too much about live instrumentation to, all the different things that's available at our fingertips now that wasn't then. You can make someone who really put in a lot of sweat and tears and research that they had to dig for and just whatever to get to where they are. And then now it's seeming like this newer generation is just like
spoon fed.
Yeah. It can feel that way or whatever, but mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what y'all think?
Yeah. Go ahead, drop in the comments if you have any experiences of what we talked about. We'd love to hear them, and we're going to do y'all solid. You share it. I mean, if you comment, we're going to go ahead and share it to our IG page, and we can keep the conversation, transition the conversation from here to there. So,
right.
Y'all go ahead.
Because there's no right or wrong. These are all opinions, all sides.
Yeah.
And we're just here to share the sides. Yes. Right. And give insight on, experiences that we've had and, or things that we've heard. And just keeping the conversation going within the music community about because for Ashton and I, it's all about positivity and light and, sharing that light. And we want to bring these concerns and issues, but to see, do you guys have any solutions, any ideas? Can we come up with something to kind of like make something better? Which has literally sparked something in my mind. Maybe me and you can come up with something, a little program or something. I don't know, a mentorship thing. I don't know. You never know where the Lord's gonna lead this or whatever. But but like we're here to just kind of like, circle around the conversations that's happening in the community and then see what we can do to try to make them better.
Yes.
With our community's help. So yes.
For sure. All right. So, any closing remarks for the benediction or?
Right. All hearts and minds are clear. Amen.
All right. Amen.
Yes, y'all, to season 2.
Season 2.
Episode 2.
All right. So this was a great episode, and it's great to be back and talking. So, all right.
We will see y'all on the next episode. Stay tuned.
This has been another episode of the Inveheement Company Music Podcast, the show made by music enthusiasts.
For music enthusiasts.
Y'all know what it is. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.